What's going on, guys? Welcome back to hashtag GSM for GM, Season 4, Episode 33 here today in WWE 2K25 MyGM Mode. I'm Graham GSM Matthews. Hope you guys are doing well. A few short shows left until Money in the Bank 2008. Here is what is on tap tonight. Finn Balor taking on free agent, 1 week only, Eddie Thorpe. We will see if this affects Finn Balor's feud with Aleister Black, who will address Finn Balor afterward. If Finn Balor loses, it will be because of Aleister Black, who is not getting involved in the match, but he kind of technically is, if you see my point. Candice LeRae will attempt to avenge her loss against Lita from a couple of weeks ago. Becky Lynch sits in on commentary. Gunther will address his upcoming challengers for the United States Championship. What is next for Gunther following last week's tag team win alongside Finn Balor against Obafemi and Aleister Black? Speaking of Obafemi, he will officially embrace the audience and endorse himself to the audience and go babyface here tonight with a promo. He will very likely be next for Gunther. That match will very likely happen next week here on SmackDown. Giulia and Jaida Parker. Giulia got involved in Jaida Parker's match against Charlotte Flair a few weeks back. They will go one-on-one here tonight in a match that we will be watching as they look to settle their score. And then in the main event, Jey Uso and AJ Styles will run it back with the Bloodlines, Roman Reigns and Jimmy Uso, a match that we saw several weeks back. This time, a Tornado tag team match with Jacob Fatu resurfacing and targeting once again Jey Uso. I already looked at all the power card stuff. I think we're good to go. Any power cards that we will use on Raw that I haven't already applied, we will use for next week. But let's get into it here. We will confirm booking. And I think we're good. We can get into it. Boom. So we're in, Portland, Oregon tonight? And we're going to be watching Jaida Parker and Giulia. Charlotte Flair not getting involved. The story is that when Giulia attacked her a few weeks back, she put her on the shelf until next week when they will go one-on-one. We're going to simulate Finn Balor and Eddie Thorpe here. 1, 2, 3. Finn Balor wins as he should. A win for Balor before he faces Aleister Black in a rematch next week here on SmackDown, calling out Balor for a rematch next week here on the Blue Brand. Can Candice beat Lita in their rematch from a few weeks ago? We'll see here. Lita's coming off a win over Blair Davenport, and Lita wins again. Big win over Candice, who will challenge for the WWE Women's Championship next week here on SmackDown. Gunther popularity points up too. Love to see it. All right, Giulia and Jaida Parker, who is also officially a babyface now, by the way. We're going to be watching this match here tonight as they settle their score one-on-one. Giulia, like I mentioned earlier, will be facing Charlotte in a rematch next week here on SmackDown. They previously went on one-on-one, and Charlotte basically squashed Giulia. We watched that match here on the show like a month ago. So they're going to be running it back next week here on the go-home show before Money in the Bank. A stacked next couple of weeks here on SmackDown. At the pay-per-view itself, it will be Roman Reigns and AJ Styles facing off in a rematch, this time an ambulance match. And also at the pay-per-view, a ladder match for the WWE Championship, or rather a TLC match, for the WWE title between Seth Rollins and CM Punk. The rubber match between those two.
Here we go with Giulia looking more than ready.
All right, bell rings. Let's see what Jaida Parker can do in the ring. I believe she's only had one match so far here on SmackDown, like I mentioned, making her in-ring debut a few weeks back against Charlotte, coming out of the most recent pay-per-view, that being the Hell in a Cell show. She faced Charlotte, came up short due to interference from Giulia. Jaida Parker blaming Giulia and looking to get into the win column here tonight. And lest we forget, Giulia does own a one-on-one win over Becky Lynch. She has yet to challenge for the championship. She was involved in the number one contenders triple threat before Hell in a Cell, fell short to Lita. And maybe at some point, if she can knock off Charlotte next week, she could be next in line for an opportunity at that WWE Women's title. First, she has to get through Jaida Parker, who is looking to prove herself here tonight as a challenger of her own and make an impact here in the SmackDown Women's Division. So Lita knocked off Candice LeRae earlier tonight, looking to maintain her momentum following her win over Blair Davenport last week. It will still be Becky and Candice one-on-one next week, as Candice did beat Becky a few weeks ago on SmackDown, so the championship will be on the line next week here on SmackDown between those two. Lita will be patiently watching, though, perhaps a triple threat in their future between the three of them for the WWE Women's title. We will soon see. Jaida Parker rolling up Giulia. And that's not to mention that Becky is coming off a win over Lita at the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view. Beat her decisively to retain that WWE Women's Championship. A title she has held for over 2 years here on SmackDown, closing in on a 2.5-year record if she can knock off Candice next week. As kick there, repeated kicks from Jaida Parker. She stands on Giulia, stands on business, and disrespects the fellow newcomer to the Blue Brand's women's division. Jaida Parker getting Giulia back to her feet, throws her right into the turnbuckle. And what's she looking for here? Face first. And again, face first right into the post. Kicking her from the back. Face first right into the second turnbuckle post. Now into the other turnbuckle.
Pinpointing the leg.
Targeting the leg of Giulia, who's already made an impact here on SmackDown. A battle of the newcomers here on the Blue Brand. Nice suplex there from Jaida Parker. Big win here for her tonight would set her up for perhaps a match with Charlotte Flair down the road. We already know Charlotte will be back next week to face Giulia in a rematch when Giulia put her on the shelf a few weeks ago. Jaida Parker with the face into the turnbuckle post, and again, laying those shots in on Giulia.
That's not very nice. Scaling the turnbuckle.
And she's going to the top. What could she be thinking here? Oh, beautiful frog splash from Jaida Parker on Giulia. Could that be it? 2 count and a kick out at 2. What felt like 2.5.
Good Lord, scarily close to 3.
Could have been a big win for Jaida Parker as she looks to lock in here. And again, throwing Giulia into the turnbuckle as Giulia reverses, and a nice headbutt to Jaida Parker, potentially busting her open there. Saw a flash of red as she goes for the legs of Jaida Parker, knocking her off her base. She looks to get back into this bout. Gets Jaida up to her feet in an avavadirci. The signature maneuver of Giulia and a kick out from Jaida Parker. Great move there from Giulia. I completely mispronounced that, but nonetheless, you know what she hit. You know exactly what she was going for, and she connected. What more could be in her arsenal? She looks to put away Jaida Parker here to the top rope. Jaida kind of averts it by moving out of the way. Giulia goes high risk and gets no reward. Oh, nice strike there from Jaida Parker.
Her endurance is really being tested now.
Jaida loves that turnbuckle on the top left of the ring. Keeps getting Giulia in that post. Now putting her in the corner. We've seen this before from Jaida Parker. Here we go. Boom! Springboard teardrop from Jaida Parker. Thank you, Michael Cole. Now setting her up in the corner. What could she be thinking here? Oh, nice hip check. Perhaps a back elbow while she was at it, and then now getting Giulia back to her feet, and the side slam backbreaker connects. And there's another backbreaker from Parker. And she's talking shit to Giulia here. She bounces off the ropes. Boom! Oh, man! Oh, Giulia gets out of the way. Jaida Parker going for her finisher on Giulia. Going for that massive hip check. Giulia knocks her out with a right elbow. Jaida Parker could have had the win secured there if she wasn't talking shit. Giulia, what you going for here? Oh, what a DDT suplex. Now goes for the cover on Jaida Parker. 2 and a kick out at 2. Nice back and forth bout here between these two. Oh, knocking Jaida Parker right off the ring apron does Giulia. Maybe looking for a count-out win here, looking to maybe go high risk in case she gets back to her feet, and it's already at a 3 count as she is. Giulia with the jumping drop kick off the top rope. And a knee right to the face, adding insult to injury. Getting Parker back in the ring. What could she be going for here? Another avavadirci from Giulia. Quickly into the cover. 2 and 3. A nice hard-fought match from those two, Giulia and Jaida Parker. Jaida Parker losing nothing in defeat. A great match there from those two, and a great momentum-building win for Giulia. She goes into next week's match against Charlotte with momentum on her side. And you know Jaida Parker will not be far, waiting in the wings, watching that match from afar. To see who could she be facing next here in the SmackDown Women's Division. A great match from those two, and a really good showing from Jaida Parker. The first time that we've seen her in action here on SmackDown. She did face Charlotte a few weeks back. We did not watch that match. Fuck you on that disappointing bullshit. I thought that was a very good match, actually. Jaida Parker nearly winning towards the end there, and Giulia hitting her finisher, having to hit her finisher twice in order to put Jaida Parker away. Obafemi goes babyface, and we simulate the main event. The Bloodline wins with an assist from Jacob Fatu. The Bloodline stronger than ever. And we're going to be simulating all of Raw shit because we don't give a fuck. Oh, not bad. Our main event was great. The other matches were okay at best, but our main event was great, so that's good. Made $86,000. Never a bad thing. All right. We're in Syracuse, New York this week before next week's Money in the Bank pay-per-view. We are not renewing his contract. Sorry, Eddie Thorpe. We're not renewing your contract. I will not be renewing the deal. Triple H says we have a few influencers who are eager to help our brand. I'm sure there's a way we can help each other. Okay, so we need to get SmackDown to the top of the charts. Let's pay them $25,000. Let's partner with a few of them, and I'll pay them $15,000. Well, let's not do the $5,000. We have the money. We could do the $25,000. So let's do that. We'll pay them top dollar to the influencers. Hopefully, it pays off. Rollins says I'm clearly the best superstar at SmackDown, and I imagine the crowd will be getting bored of seeing me win so easily every week. I need a bigger test, one that suits my superior skills. I want to go up against both Eddie and Femi this week? No. Eddie, you're the top superstar, so you want to face a fucking loser? Come on, man. And Eddie Thorpe and Obafemi hasn't won yet on SmackDown. I'm not doing that shit. He's the fucking WWE champion. Sorry, Seth. All right, let's book this show. Charlotte Flair. Look at our great roster here. Charlotte Flair and Giulia going one-on-one. We will be doing Gunta and Obafemi. One-on-one, non-title. Aleister Black battles Finn Balor. For the Women's Championship, Becky Lynch and Candice LeRae. That will be for the women's title, and we will be using the power card on that one before I forget. Candice is not winning that fucking title. I like Candice, I'm sorry, but she is not winning. We can also purchase the fixed match option here, so we have two of them, but we will be using one of them this week on Becky Lynch to ensure she wins. We did this when she faced Chelsea, too. She's not losing on a fucking upset to Candice on SmackDown. After a 2-year run, that's not how her run is ending. And then we will do an Extreme Rules match between Jey Uso and Jacob Fatu. All right. I will probably have Jimmy Uso get involved there because he can. So we will do that. We'll have Jimmy go after Jay. Because it's an Extreme Rules match, so it would make sense that he can get involved. CM Punk, we will have him call out Seth Rollins. All right, Roman Reigns. We'll have him call out AJ Styles. We will have Seth Rollins respond and call out CM Punk. A lot of promos here, and we will have AJ respond to Roman Reigns and call out him. All right, so that is our show. That's a pretty fucking nice show, if I do say so myself. I mean, that really should be the main event, to be honest. That's level 4. This has no feud attached. So I guess, I mean, this doesn't really warrant being the main event. But I guess we'll do this as the main event, because that is a level 4 feud, so. Let's do Becky and Candice. No interference. Title match, yes. And we will do Extreme Rules here between Jay and Jacob. All right, Jimmy Uso getting involved. So if we can't watch that match, and we can't watch that match because we're simulating this one, I'll probably watch Gunther and Femi. I don't know. We just watched Giulia's match this week, so and we watched their first match, so we won't watch that match. It's either Femi and Gunther. I'll probably watch Black and Balor. I don't know if we've watched that match yet. I think we did. No, we did not, because when they first had their match, we watched Jacob and Jay. So we'll watch Balor and Black next week here on the Go Home Show. Like I said, I think everything else is looking good. Select an opposing brand where they must use a Tier 1 arena during next week's show. We will use that on Raw, and they can use that during the fucking pay-per-view. Fuck you, Raw. And I should probably purchase this too. This reduces injury rehab for one superstar by 2 weeks. That could really come in handy. We should have that just in case. So we will purchase that. All right, so that is our show for next week. Stay tuned for that episode coming up next Wednesday here on the channel. That will be episode 34 of Season 4 of hashtag GSM for GM. Until next time, folks, be sure to like this video, subscribe. All support is greatly appreciated. I'm Graham GSM Matthews, and I'll catch your ass down the road.